I think we are going live. Have a live. Hello everybody. Good morning if you're staying in the States and watching me live. Or good afternoon, good evening if that's your time of the day. Today is the last day of June, and in this live stream for the next hour I'm gonna share what happened in my life recently in this month. I'll talk about the countries I visited personally and also talk a bit about Russia, because this month was quite intense for my country. And also by the second part of this live stream I'm gonna answer your questions. Anything I see in the chat, I'm just gonna reply to that. Hello everybody. People in the chat, let me know if the sound is alright, if you can hear me and see me well. Just drop a message about that so I can be sure that everything is alright. I see somebody saying hello. Hi Niki, sound is good. Is it over? Hans, it's not over, it's actually just starting. And the next hour I'm gonna sit in here talking to you, having this beautiful cup of daisy tea. And I don't know, just talking about life. Just a reminder, every single month now, by the last day of the month, I go live like this and we just talk about stuff. You can share what happened in your life, but we'll focus on what stuff is happening around me and also talk a bit about Russia once again. So yeah, first of all, this month, biggest part of it, I stayed in Vietnam. And Vietnam is my new semi-permanent, that's a difficult word. Permanent, yes. Vietnam is my new semi-permanent base, and I'll be staying here until the next summer, more or less most of the time. Only going outside of Vietnam to visit other countries I want to visit, maybe once a month, maybe twice, maybe once per 2 months. Right now I'm staying in Saigon, that is the biggest city of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. But tomorrow I'm going to the place where I'm going to stay for quite a long time. That's a tiny town named Dalat, and I just fell in love with that place. This month I spent quite a bit of time in Saigon, and also I had a 1-week trip to Dalat. I tried to look for an apartment there for longer term rent. It was quite good experience, and I'm gonna share a bit more about that later. And after that week in Dalat, after seeing quite a few apartments and getting more familiar with the city and meeting a few of new friends, was fortunate enough to do that, I had a trip to Cambodia. That was really interesting. It was the very first time for me to go in that country, and that was not what I expected. Like, Cambodia surprised me. Also gonna talk a bit about that today. And of course, a lot of things happened related to Russia, mostly the kind of failed or faked coup, the rebellion by Wagner Group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, and that happened exactly the first day I arrived to Cambodia. Was interesting experience. Instead of traveling actively, I was just scrolling the news and also preparing a video for you. And quite a few other little things happened to me during this time. So yeah, that's just the general overview of this live stream, so you know what to expect. Let's chat a bit in the chat and get started with life in Vietnam, then travel and life in Cambodia, and then stuff about Russia, and then Q&A time. Yeah, I see that you guys say it just started, all is good, sound is good, video is good. Great. Happy. It's actually a very quick setup I'm having today. If you will see behind the camera, it's just some random box, some random thing to put my camera on, and just got to this place about like 1 hour, 2 hours ago. Yeah. Hello Niki and everyone, good morning. And many other messages. Cool. I see some questions are popping up already. Why was Cambodia weird for you? We'll get to that. And first, I'll refer to the message Ban Me Power coming from Regis Kaspar. I guess Mr. Kaspar has been to Vietnam before, at least has some understanding of local cuisine, because banh mi is great. And it's widely popular in Vietnam. Basically, it's like a French baguette. Before, Vietnam was a French colony. And there are some artifacts from the colonial times that you can still find in the country. Like a lot of French architecture, really gorgeous, beautiful churches. And also, banh mi, the French baguette. I often have banh mi and coffee for the morning. Imagine it's like a tiny loaf of French baguette filled with some vegetables and with some meat, usually a little bit spicy. That's how local people like it. It's just amazing start of the day, and such a start of the live stream. Yeah, so what can I say about Vietnam? Drop any quick questions if you're curious about it. And generally, you see me staying in this place. You don't see a lot around here actually, and honestly it's such a mess. But that is the apartment where I stayed for 1 month. I came here by the end of May and I found this amazing apartment, like serviced apartment, to rent. I did it for this very day. Today is the last day of my stay. And I tell you, that is something that I really needed after leaving Russia and after being on the move for such a long time. I don't know if like many of you had this experience or not. I guess some of you definitely had this experience of like going somewhere outside of your country for a long time, being on the move, actively traveling and changing destinations every few weeks, or maybe faster, maybe a bit slower. But the point is, when you have such lifestyle, it's really difficult to focus on doing something consistently. When I was traveling, when I was like getting around places after September last year, I found it really difficult to concentrate on just making videos. I had less desire to put consistent work on that, and honestly I didn't have good environment for doing that. Really good environment for like shooting, filming stuff, but not for editing and doing all the behind the scenes work, something that you do not see on YouTube, like on the videos, but something that requires a lot of time behind the camera. I had that feeling that I needed space. I need to stay somewhere for a longer time. Finally, got this in Korea that I talked a bit earlier during the spring, and now I got it here in Saigon. And tomorrow I'm going to that Dalat city. It's gonna be even longer rent. Like I'm finally like slowing down a little bit. I still will keep my travels like quite. I'll keep it quite active. Every month or so I'll be going somewhere, but still there will be some semi-permanent space where I can keep my camera, I can keep my gear, I can keep my computer, my clothes, the rest of the luggage, and I can just have a dedicated workspace. So I'm excited about that. I'm very happy that this month I had this place I'm staying right now. I'm very excited for the next month as well. Let's see what the chat say. Oh, I see Mike Dixon joining us. You see the blue nickname of my lovely moderator. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining today. I guess you'll help to keep our chat friendly and nice. Also, hello to 270 people watching us right now. Hope you're feeling good today. I'm feeling good today, even though I had a very long journey starting in the morning and finishing just a few hours ago. I love pork belly banh mi. It's not very healthy. Oh, but okay. That is not really healthy if you eat it every single day. It's same as, I don't know, eating McDonald's every single day. Once in a while is good, sometimes is good. Every single day, maybe it's not the best choice, but anyway, banh mi is delicious. Hi Niki, sorry I was catching up. Hi. Where would you really like to settle down in the end? In the end, I have no idea. But for the next year, I'm gonna settle down in the city, in the town named Dalat. I'm gonna type it to the chat so you possibly can Google a bit about it, because obviously I cannot tell everything about the city, but just take my word. That is one of the most beautiful places I've personally seen. Not only talking about the city is cool, the town is cool, But what I saw there around the city, like the nature, the mountains, it was so pretty. I loved it a lot. And also for, I don't know, for some reason or for no reason, I felt a lot of freedom being there. That place is much smaller, much less crowded than the rest of places around Vietnam and, I mean, big cities. And I felt there very, very good. I see Roland Friedrich coming back. Roland, thank you so much for your support. Every single time I do live stream, you just come and not only listen, but also do super stickers or super things. Really, thank you so much for your support, mate. Appreciate. So, the city of Dalat, it's very small. I actually cannot remember how many people live there. Let me Google that. Dalat population. I guess it would be anything below 100,000 people. Apparently no, it's bigger, it's 400,000 people live there, not only in the city, but in the entire region of that town. And it's pretty a lot. I expected actually to be less, but anyway, I felt that place is less crowded, but also it is very touristy. And it's very touristy not for international community. I see a lot of local people, a lot of Vietnamese people going to that Dalat city, and even local people, they just leave their hometowns, let's say, people from all over Vietnam. At least I met a lot of people over Vietnam who left their hometowns for a long time just to move to Dalat, which reminds me a lot about St. Petersburg. Because in Russia, that place where people all around the country just give up their hometowns and look for a better future, most likely they choose between Moscow and St. Petersburg. People choose Moscow for money and people choose St. Petersburg for special vibe. Like, personally, I had my choice to live in St. Petersburg 2 years ago, already 3 years ago when I came back to Russia, because of the special vibe, kind of freedom, artistic stuff, very beautiful architecture. Freedom, of course, not politically speaking, but speaking about what kind of people live there. Very open-minded people, very interesting, creative people, a lot like that. And somehow this Dalat in Vietnam reminds me St. Petersburg having a similar vibe of local people just massively moving there. I actually had a 1-week trip to Dalat this month, and it was kind of funny. I rented an Airbnb homestay. Imagine a big house, 10-bedroom house. A yard, a fireplace, a place for barbecue, a very nice huge kitchen and living room. So somebody, like a local person, made it a homestay, like a private hotel. I rented a room there on Airbnb, I walked in, first 10 minutes, I see a face, a foreign face showing up and saying hi. That was a guy from Morocco. He says that, wow, I've been living here for like 2 weeks and I haven't seen any foreigner in the place. He was the first foreigner coming here. So I made friends. His name is Icham, if you're watching right now. Hello, shout out to Icham from Morocco. He has a wonderful Vietnamese girlfriend who did exactly what I described right now. She quit her hometown, she quit her job in a bigger city in Vietnam, and she moved and he moved, they together moved to Dalat because that place is amazing. Just different feeling of living there. I guess I will show you that place after some time. Not immediately after moving there, but after some time. K Dark sending a $5 super sticker. Appreciate, man. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. And I see some questions, some comments starting to pop up. Good, good. Nikita, привет. Как дела, my man? Andrew Hamster Dad saying some Russian, speaking some Russian. Привет means hello. Как дела means how are you? My man means my man. Yeah. Дела, or I'm doing very good. Хорошо. Good, хорошо. And I am just back from Cambodia. Literally today I planned this trip so I come back to Vietnam, to Saigon by the last day of the month, so I have better internet for doing this live stream, because honestly internet in Cambodia that was bad, that was terrible. It's like the most terrible part of Cambodia for me, it was internet. I didn't expect that. I thought it will be some different stuff that will annoy me in that country, but no. But Wait a bit. We'll talk about Cambodia a bit later. I see Bob Weber coming here. Bob, appreciate being a member for already long 6 months, half a year, man. And I guess you watch me even for longer time. And I remember you commenting stuff about women and girlfriends a lot. So right now Bob asks, time for Vietnamese girlfriend? And I don't know. I think my reply is still the same as the last time. I'm not seeking for a girlfriend, I'm not seeking for a relationship, but if someone comes, then I'm open to accept a wonderful, a smart, and interesting, adventurous person. Yeah, but nothing planned for that. Somebody said, another dear member of mine for another 6 months says, I have done that before, just moved to a destination city and found a job and a life. It happens a lot. And I see many people doing that, pursuing their dreams, going to places they love, and then establishing their lives there. And seeing people doing that inspires me a lot to keep up with what I do with this channel, with my life. Yeah, I see people tuning in, 372 people watching. Hi, good evening from Vietnam, or good morning, good afternoon to you if you're staying in a different place, which I'm sure. I wonder, maybe nobody watches me from Vietnam right now. Maybe 0.01% from Vietnam viewers, I don't know. Hi Niki, good to see you here. Hi Scott, nice to see you back. Nice to see you tuning into our live stream. Do you like Sochi? From Artyom Kravets. Artyom, I think I remember your name too, popping up before in other live streams. Hi. I haven't been to Sochi. I never been to that region of Russia. So, I don't know. I think if I go there, I might enjoy it. But last summer, Lisa and I, we were planning to go to like somewhere in the summer. And I was considering to go to Sochi or to Adler, which is very close to Sochi. But then we decided that better go to another part, less popular, less populated, more natural, also full of mountains. It was really cool adventure. Filmed a lot of stuff from there, didn't upload anything, still keeping that on my hard drive, literally on this table, maybe someday, I don't know. Hello Niki, I always find you very interesting. Thank you for sharing your life with us from South Africa. Hi, Winant, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name correctly, but hi, and really appreciate. I still find it quite interesting that people find my words or my story or my stories interesting, but apparently it's reality. I'm glad that you guys staying with me here. Because, frankly speaking, because of you, and also because of me, but also because of you, mostly because of you maybe, I'm able to be in Vietnam right now and basically going to the destinations that I love without worrying much about what do I do there. Of course I know what I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna do YouTube and videos and also some peaceful time there. Yeah, so a question from Mike Dixon, or I guess it's not from Mike Dixon, but he just picked a question. How do your family and friends feel about the recent crisis in Russia? Ooh, I think we'll get to that in Q&A section. Please, Mike, repeat that question once we'll get to that, because I'll spend a good 5 minutes, maybe even longer, talking about that. We had very interesting conversation about that with like my friends and family, like my mom and my friends. So yeah, I'll reply to that later. But shortly, we all were shocked to see how quick the coup started and how it ended abruptly. It's like, we'll talk about that. Niki, if you like nature, please come to Omori Prefecture in Japan, but watch out for bears. Tawada, thank you for your recommendation. I really wish to go to Japan, and that's a bit of personal news, but I'm in the middle of working on my passport renewal. Not telling you anything about the time because it's a little bit unpredictable, but I'm in the middle of the process. So after I get a new passport, a new international passport for like traveling around, I will I'll work hard to actually get a visa for Japan. It's difficult to get a visa for Japan when you stay abroad. You can do it easily in your home country. But anyway, I'll try that, because Japan is a country I've never been before, but I really want to visit. Have a lot of Japanese friends. Met a lot of Japanese people while traveling the world. Yesterday met some Japanese people who were like super dirty, I think, getting prostitutes in Cambodia. I don't know if I'm gonna share a story about that or not, but some Japanese people that I met yesterday in Cambodia, oh my goodness, things they did there. Anyway, I would like to visit Japan so much. Okay, coming back to life in Vietnam, think I shared two biggest things about me finding a more permanent space to stay. Just sets me in the right mood to do more, to enjoy life more, not being always on the move. I like traveling, but always on the move, I realize that is quite tiring, so I need some balance between that. And also moving to Dalat, yeah. Vietnam so far has been very welcoming and very nice. I met quite a few people here and they are all wonderful. Happy to say that. Happy to get a chance to know those people. Someday maybe they'll appear in my videos, I don't know, maybe. So, talking about the next thing, Cambodia. Oh, that is tricky. I never been to Cambodia before. Actually, guys, if anyone have traveled to Cambodia, go comment, write that in the chat. What was your experience? Because I talked to many people there, and everyone, not everyone, but many people share different experiences. Some people, they were backpacking there, some people, foreigners, they were volunteering there for like 9 years straight. Some people, I met a French guy who lived there for 25 years, since like 1997, I don't know. And he got ID of Cambodia, like he has a passport of Cambodia. And local people, they share different stories, so that was very interesting. Spent only 6 days, filmed a lot of stuff, met a lot of people, had a lot of impressions. But let me start with the very beginning. When I was preparing my trip to Cambodia, I was thinking about how do I travel there? Do I take my camera? Do I take my, like the camera I'm live streaming right now, it's a Sony camera, and I was like, do I take it and film using this camera in Cambodia, or I do it safely and I don't take a big camera and I rather use my phone and a tiny camera I have for that? And I decided that maybe Cambodia is not super safe place for carrying very valuable stuff, so I'd rather go light. I'll take one backpack, I will not carry too much stuff, and I will film everything on my phone and also everything on my tiny DJI camera. And I was thinking about that, I was thinking about where exactly I'm gonna stay, thinking about that, what kind of things I heard about Cambodia, and overall I had the impression that it will be one of the least convenient, one of the least comfortable destinations in Southeast Asia. I was prepared for that after talking to people, but after actually arriving to Cambodia, it was not what I expected. The way I got there is actually interesting too, because that is something that I do not comprehend and cannot explain. Maybe you guys can explain it to me, but I was monitoring the flight prices from Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, to Siem Reap. Siem Reap is a tiny town, tiny city, very popular tourist destination in the north, middle north of Cambodia. Very beautiful temples there, famous Angkor Wat is there. And basically, more than half of tourists, they go there instead of other places in the country. So I was monitoring my flight from Saigon to Siem Reap, and for no reason it either cost me $170, think about it, $170 for 1 hour flight, economy. Maybe for America it might be okay, I'm not quite sure about your prices, guys, but 1 hour flight usually cost here in Asia like $30, $40, $20 sometimes. 170 for 1 hour flight direct. Why? Didn't get it. There was another option to travel with Air Asia, a low-cost operator, and they had a layover flights for like $80, $70. You either go to Bangkok first, Bangkok first, and then fly into Siem Reap. Cheaper, taking much longer time, like 12 hours, 13-hour journey, this waiting time in the airport, so I didn't want to do it. So instead what I did is I purchased 2 tickets individually, one from Saigon to Bangkok, another one from Bangkok to Siem Reap, and it cost me exactly $110. Okay, good price for 2 flights, 1 hour each, even 1 hour and 30 minutes, maybe one of them, like from Vietnam to Thailand, might be even 2 hours, I don't know, can't remember. And the direct flight was like 50% more expensive than that. Didn't get it. Why? But because of that ridiculously expensive flight, I got chance to go back to Bangkok. I spent there 2 days, met a few friends of mine, was very good. Did not film anything there, no video in Bangkok. I was just resting, a little bit of shopping, seeing my friends, and getting ready to Cambodian trip. Oh yeah, let me see the chat if anybody actually went to Cambodia before. Lisa Mullin. No, she didn't go there before, at least she didn't say that. She just sent super thanks. Thank you for your support, appreciate. Feeling like I'm super thirsty actually, I don't know why. So let me see, anybody went to Cambodia? Anybody? Well, I don't see any messages in the chat about how, yo, I have been there. Niki's blushing. Oh, that's about Japanese man, maybe. Okay, I see no messages about Cambodia actually, I mean about personal experience of visiting there. Went to Cambodia in VR from Artyom, cool. I actually got a few messages from people on Instagram about sharing their experience of like living in Cambodia. Some foreigners lived there and for no reason they follow me too. And some people, they traveled there, so they shared their experience and they said, Niki, don't worry about stuff, Cambodia is actually changing and it's not as inconvenient, it's not as dangerous, or it's not as not safe as it was maybe 5 or 10 or 15 years ago. And I was like, okay, we're gonna see it myself. So I took a flight from Bangkok to Siem Reap, very fast, got up, got down, 55 minutes maybe. And everything went so smooth, so easy. I expected to have some time talking to custom officer, expecting me to give him a tiny tip or I don't know what is that, like some gray money, because it often happened from the stories of people who told me about Cambodia when they crossed the border, especially land borders. Nothing like that happened to me, nothing, and no one asked me for additional money, nobody even asked me any questions about like where I'm going to stay. They just said hello, welcome, and that's all. Perhaps because I applied for e-visa. There are 2 options, either you get visa on arrival or e-visa. Every single time when I have an option to get an e-visa, electronic visa, I prefer to do that because it saves a lot of time. Imagine, you arrive to the airport, 20, 50, even sometimes 100 people line up for visa on arrival. In Cambodian airport in Siem Reap city, it was like 20, maybe 30 people lining up for visa on arrival before I came to the place, and I was like, good that I did e-visa. I paid $30 for visa and $6 as online fee, like online payment fee, which is kind of ridiculous, $6 for that, but okay. And it saved me a lot of time. And apparently only one person, nobody else, but one person told me that he was crossing land border and he paid $30 for his visa on arrival and $10 more as gray money for a custom officer who asked him for extra money. So, happened to somebody, it's still kind of existing there in Cambodia, but haven't seen that my own eyes. I know that it exists, but at least in the airports, I think, not really real. Only in the land borders. That's what I heard. Then, after leaving the airport, I saw a lot of tuk-tuk drivers. Basically, tuk-tuk is like something in between a motorcycle and a taxi. It's like a motorcycle taxi, very Asian, very Asian. Yeah, I just write it to the chat, guys, and you can Google and see tuk-tuk. You can add tuk-tuk in Cambodia just to get an understanding how it looks like. Looks really cozy. So a lot of tuk-tuk drivers, they were waiting for me and they were like, do you need a taxi? Tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk. But I try to use as much applications to go digital as much as I can. So I was surprised that in Cambodia they have Grab, and Grab is basically Asian Uber. They exist in many countries like Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia apparently too, Indonesia too. So I just use that, and I heard stories that sometimes you call a tuk-tuk driver on Grab, you pay with your credit card directly to Grab, but driver asks you some extra money, maybe like 50 cents, maybe $1 extra. I took more than 20 tuk-tuks. I took more than 20 tuk-tuks during all my stays, maybe even 25. No single driver asked me anything about extra money. I don't know, maybe that was a case before, maybe it was just a stereotype, but personally I did not face it, so it's already just first day in the country, and two of my like stereotypes or two of my expectations, they were broken. And then overall, Cambodia was very delicious place. I saw a lot of stuff that I haven't tried before. It was delicious. Apparently their cuisine is quite unique. Influenced by Thailand a lot, a little bit influenced by Vietnam, but still staying in a very unique spot. It was also quite beautiful there in terms of nature, but still quite poor in terms of the cities. Sometimes Cambodia looks great, sometimes it looks very poor. That country is still not as rich as, let's say, Thailand or Vietnam. Actually, they are more on the poor side. But none of my fears, none of my bad expectations about Cambodia actually worked for me. Although there were some things that I did not expect at all, and apparently it is a reality there. The biggest thing that I did not expect is Cambodia is expensive. It's more expensive than Thailand. It's more expensive than Vietnam. For foreigners, for tourists, and also for local people who prefer going westernized places or touristy places rather than very local places. They don't have different prices for tourists and locals. It was never a case when I asked for a price and somebody named me a higher price just because I am a foreigner. Never happened to me. These 6 days I went to so many different restaurants, super cheap, food markets, street food, expensive places, quite expensive places. Never I was charged differently than a local person. But there is a difference in places locals go and tourists go. Most of places that I was visiting, they are clearly too expensive for a tourist, or for a local person. I saw restaurants full of Cambodian people, Khmer people, for like $2, $3 a meal, which is still quite expensive for the cheapest meal, but anyway, in Vietnam it's cheaper once again, Thailand it's cheaper than $2, $3 a meal. In Cambodia that's a normal price that local pay. But once I get to a restaurant, or once I get to a coffee shop where average price for a meal is like $5, $6 or anything higher than that, then you don't see any local people, then you see only tourists, only foreigners going to those places. And locals, they work there, they cater for foreigners, but when they go for food, they usually go to like cheaper places. It was very interesting to see because in every other country I visited before, I did not actually experience anything like that. I believe there are countries like that, just haven't visited yet. I mean countries with the same situation like that. Mike Dixon says, we had tuk-tuk in Brighton, but the local taxi companies demanded that the tuk-tuk companies be closed down, we miss them. Tuk-tuk are nice, like, I really enjoyed having tuk-tuks, it's more comfortable actually than having a motorbike taxi here in Vietnam. Tina Grutton, oh hi Tina. She says, what was your favorite food in Cambodia? My favorite food in Cambodia was amok. That is fish amok, and I tried a few different ones of them. Basically, that is like very light, flavorful curry with fish, with boiled fish that is very soft and not oily at all. Not oily. And that is very rare actually for Asian food. A lot of food here is super oily. Literally you can see that, and sometimes restaurants they just cook, they add too much oil. Every day eating that is not good, so I don't have it every day, but sometimes when I go, especially cheaper places, more street food places, it's like, I like it having once in a while, but not every single day, oily stuff. And this fish amok was a good combination between Thai curry on a local style and Cambodian style with fish and some rice. It was amazing. And I tried the cheapest fish amok. It was $3 one portion. A very local place, like a street food corner, like a corner restaurant. Only local people were staying there, no foreigners. Still $3 a meal. Expensive for Asia, I guess. For local people. I had $5 amok, almost double price, and I tried $9 amok, so it's like triple price from the cheapest option, and they all were amazing, super good, and also the same idea, like maybe the more expensive place used better quality fish, maybe better quality ingredients, but still the taste was amazing everywhere, and now it's officially my favorite meal from Cambodia. I actually took a food tour with a local guy who was doing that, and he showed me so many different stuff. I filmed that, I experienced that, and maybe after 1 month I will be ready to upload that on my channel. It takes time, What am I drinking? That is just hot water with some daisy flowers. I guess it's daisy. But you never know, maybe it's something different. I just got it randomly, with some Vietnamese name. Ooh, I see people tuning in, 467 people watching us right now. Glad you're here, hello and welcome again. So we already talked some stuff about Vietnam, talked some stuff about Cambodia. I'm gonna spend like 5, maybe 10 more minutes talking about Cambodia, and then we shift into Q&A time and talking a bit about Russia and stuff, so whatever you'll ask. But now, last part about Cambodia. Oh, Sarah Johnson, I see a question for Q&A portion. Mike, please save it and send it again later. Please. So, Cambodia. First 3 days I stayed in Siem Reap. Small town. Reminded me Chiang Mai in Thailand, also located in the north, also having no skyscrapers, more like on like smaller scale of a city, and also very popular for tourists because of their culture, because of Siem Reap's culture, temples, nature as well. It was great to explore. I visited Angkor Wat, I visited some rice fields, I made friends with local backpackers, I literally stayed in a hostel. I got a private room in a hostel full of like young people who were doing their like gap year or summer vacation time or just little of holiday time from work, and it was really fun to be around them. It reminded me like 5 years ago when I was backpacking Thailand and other countries. It was good to communicate with them, and had quite a few bar nights out there. So basically during the daytime it was cultural, very nice exploration of the country, and then it was just fun bar time with the folks all around the world. Then it was Phnom Penh. Phnom Penh is the capital of Cambodia, and somehow it reminds me Bangkok, but in alternative universe. It's like Bangkok that took different pathway, or Bangkok that was hugely affected by Chinese people. So many Chinese companies, they do construction in Phnom Penh and also in other regions of Cambodia. Real big influence from them, and it changed the city a lot. talked to some people, to locals. Some of them liked that, some of them they didn't. I guess they have their own reasons. But I saw a lot of Chinese people there. Also a lot of Japanese people, a lot of Asians basically. Phnom Penh is a city full of casinos. There are some casinos. People go there to gamble, people go there play poker, people go there just hang out, because casinos are illegal in China, casinos are illegal in Vietnam. What could they do? They either go to Macau, which is the capital of gambling in Asia, which is like Asian Las Vegas, or they also go to Cambodia, which is a kind of smaller gambling place, smaller casinos. I actually like the casino vibe, don't play too much, but I like going there, just play a little bit. And I've been to Macau a couple of times. It was grand, it was like super fancy, expensive, like different world. And in Cambodia it was like on a simpler level. It was also very interesting to see how it works in Cambodia. Anyway, in Phnom Penh I met a lot of people. If in Siem Reap that was backpackers I was talking to, in Phnom Penh I met some locals. It was really great. One of the locals I met, it was a barista. I went to a coffee shop. Shout out, The Barista in Phnom Penh, really good stuff. Coffee is good, food is good. And I talked to the guy who was doing the coffee. He was very friendly, very welcome. Actually, every person in that coffee shop was so welcoming. And apparently that guy's English was good, like very good. I think better than mine. And we not only had a conversation with him, I also filmed him for a video about Cambodia. He shared a lot of insights. He's a local man, in his 40th I guess, maybe late 30th, and he shared a lot of interesting details. I also met a Hong Kong guy who visited Cambodia for many years straight to do volunteering stuff, teaching English to local kids for free in the village. Respect, deep respect for that. Also filmed him a lot of insights about how country evolved and why he likes going there again and again. And overall, met a few other people, and that was very insightful to understand what's life like in that country. Everything that I saw made me realize that I had stereotypes about Cambodia, and I actually felt very comfortable and convenient traveling around. The country is pretty much digitalized. I could use Grab to call taxis. If I stay there for a longer time, I could do online payments. Actually, local people, they don't use cash much. They use like phone to pay for stuff and so on and so on. It was very interesting to explore the country. I filmed a lot once again and excited to share that with you. Yeah, I see Terry Barnes says, hit the like button for Niki. Go guys! I see there's 465 people here and there's 278 likes. YouTube provides this information, so go, hit the like button. Yeah, I wonder, what is your opinion of Cambodia? What's your stereotypes about that? I guess the things that you will see in my video maybe will change your opinion about that country. I met a lot of educated people there. Like, I met a lot of poor people, people who don't speak English, people who do business with tourists, and also people who just build their life, build their families, and have their own jobs, who are pretty smart too. It was interesting. Well, so let's move on to Q&A part. I see that our live stream goes for already like 43 minutes straight. Good time. Today I have and still having a lot of things to share. But now let's move to Q&A time. Go guys, drop your questions. And please Mike, and if you have any other moderators who keep being silent in the chat, collect the most interesting questions for me. I see your blue nicknames, it's like easier to see in the chat, but yeah. Hi Niki, you amazing guy, friendly around the world. Thank you T-Bone. Yeah, I find that being friendly and being open to people is not only interesting, but it also improves your own life, makes you happier. Did you learn about the history of Cambodia while you were there? Yes, Tina, I learned about that. First of all, read about Siem Reap, about their culture, about their religion, what Angkor Wat was, the temple, the ruins. Read about it right while staying around Angkor Wat temples. There's so many of them. It was interesting to read that. And once I got to Phnom Penh and got chance to meet local people, we talked a lot about stuff. Not everything got on camera. The most dangerous stuff, politics, king family, like royal family, local prime minister and stuff. People don't usually discuss that openly. I got somebody to talk about that, but like off camera. It was quite insightful to hear what local people say about that. And I also learned a bit about the history between Cambodia and Thailand. Basically, Thailand has big influence on Cambodia. It was quite interesting to learn. In the video I'm gonna do about Cambodia, I will put some parts of the history, so it's not gonna be just a travel vlog, it's more gonna be like a video I did about Korea. The ones that I tried to give you a glimpse into what's life like in Korea without being like, yo, let's go to this restaurant, and yo, let's go to the bar street, and showing mainstream places like that. I find it's more interesting to actually show what's life like there, as much as I am capable of doing that. Tina Grattan sent in another super thanks. Thank you so much, Tina. I'm pretty sure that you are staying here more than a year already. At least if you are not the second Tina Grattan. Yeah, the question from her is, did you learn about Cambodia? Oh, alright, so that's the question I saw in the chat, and then the same question she sends as a super thanks. Appreciate. Yeah. Cheryl Waterley asks, Niki, what did your family think of Prigozhin mutiny? Ooh, so I had entire live stream about me talking about that thing, not about family and mutiny, but the mutiny, and also briefly about my friends and family opinion on that. So today I'm gonna do it briefly, anyway, good 5 minutes. So my family, I talked to my mom about that. My friends, I talked to a few friends about that, and they share the same opinion. They dislike what Putin is doing to our country recently, especially my friends. It's like they hate what is happening there. Quite a few of my friends, they left already. And even more, they disliked Prigozhin, what he is doing with his private military company. Basically, the opinion was like, there is something happening in our country, we have nothing to do about that, we literally cannot do anything, we can just see and hope that it's not going to be a civil war. Especially people of older age. Like younger people like me, or even like 20 years old guys, girls, they didn't have that personal experience of living in Russia in 90s. Older people, they knew what's life like there, and a lot of people were scared to see such times coming again to Russia because of Prigozhin's mutiny. A lot of people were following the situation closely, and it was not like there was one guy, one good guy, one bad guy. Like among my circle of friends, people clearly had opinions that they too are doing bad, and they were like not sure who is actually the worst one, either Putin or Prigozhin. So more or less like that. My mom was very confused about what is going on. I actually gave her a call in the morning, and before my call she didn't know what is going on, so only afterwards she read news about it, and we had like 1 hour long conversation, and maybe she got a bit more peaceful after that, I don't know. I hope so. And she was very confused about stuff. And a lot of people were also confused about the way it finished. Like, started one morning, finished same day evening. Like, anyway, if you wanted to hear more of my take on this thing, I had a live stream and I had a video on that topic last week, so just see that. Wow, I see somebody from Cambodia actually writes. Marcus Andrew says, Niki, I can meet you in Phnom Penh. I'm your fan and am Cambodian local. Wow, wow. So apparently you are the first Cambodian local who actually says that you watch my videos. I am not staying in Cambodia. Literally today I had my bus from Phnom Penh to Ho Chi Minh City, so I left Cambodia already. I was super busy with like traveling around, experiencing stuff, filming stuff, seeing people. If you see me on Instagram sharing stuff about I'm going to Cambodia again, definitely hit me up. Every single time before I go somewhere, before I go to a country, I post about that on my Instagram. Whoever texts me about, yo Niki, I'm local, I'm a foreigner, I'm traveling there, can we meet? Most likely I meet those people. Of course I see if that person is like, is normal, is real, is not weirdo, and then I'm like, yeah, let's do. For example, I met a Czech lady who lives in Cambodia for like over 10 years. Apparently, she lives in Siem Reap right now, and half a year ago she sent me a message about, hi Niki, if you ever visit Siem Reap, Cambodia, would you like to, like, I show you around? And I was like, okay. Before going to Cambodia, she messaged me again because I posted a story on my Instagram. She said, oh Niki, you're in Siem Reap, would you like to meet? Of course, she gave me a very nice tour around Siem Reap. It was super cool to hear her take on life in Cambodia. She lives there 10 years, not only in Siem Reap, but around the country. Super interesting to have a conversation with a person like her. Same, if you're a local person anywhere, welcome. If you ever see me going anywhere, just send me a message, send me a DM on Instagram. And if you're not my Instagram subscriber yet, go follow me there. Truth Finder, Niki, did you delete my last comment? Why? I don't know. I have a few moderators in the chat, and if they feel some comments are unfriendly, some comments are toxic or trolly, they most likely will delete that. So maybe your comment got this feeling from my moderators. Sometimes YouTube also deletes comments or doesn't let comments to pop up if YouTube thinks it's insulting people. So write nice stuff and your comments will be like in the chat. What time is it there? So right now for me it's 10:52 p.m. in Vietnam. Yeah, so go send me your questions, and let's see. I see question from Tawada, question from Japan. How much money do you need each month to live in Cambodia? Ooh, that depends on your lifestyle. But generally I would say if you are a young backpacker, you can get away with having like $500 a month. If you have $500 a month, you have quite nice, interesting lifestyle as a backpacker in Cambodia. If you are young professional, or old professional, or just professional, and let's say you have income, or you are a digital nomad, then you will have very good lifestyle in Cambodia for around $1,000. $1,000 can get you a lot in Cambodia. And if you really want to feel the luxury and don't limit yourself, if you have like $2,000 in Cambodia every month, you'll feel like having a luxury lifestyle. For my level of daily life, the ones that I try to maintain for myself, and the thing about that, I try to keep up my lifestyle, my level of daily life, same as I had in St. Petersburg. I mean, when I came back to Russia, I just got my routines, I just got my lifestyle the way I like it. I literally built it the way I liked it. And I had that mindset, if I leave Russia, I don't want to downgrade. I want to keep it up same as in St. Petersburg or better. So for keeping that lifestyle in Cambodia, I think I will need about maybe $1,200, maybe $1,300. For example, in Vietnam, I would need about $1,000. In Cambodia, it's slightly more expensive. and that's just for maintaining like the lifestyle I like for myself. Not super fancy, not fancy at all, but also not cheapest. I could survive here in Vietnam or there in Cambodia having like $300 a month, but I don't want to do that. That part of life, that period of my life, it's long gone. It was like 4 years ago, not anymore. So, I hope this is answer to your question, Tawada. I'll give you a few more prices. A dinner in a local restaurant, street restaurant, but very good, delicious food, $2-3 one time. A meal in a tourist-friendly place, not tourist-friendly, a meal at a place where usually tourists go, like $5-7. A restaurant where you can take your date to, maybe $20-25 for both of you for a date. Taxi, tuk-tuks, $1-2 one ride. Can take you 20 minutes, still will be like $1-2, maybe $3 top. What else? Coffee, $1 in normal places, $2.50 for places that is popular for foreigners. Cocktails, I had my gin and tonic for $3 at one place, I had my gin and tonic for $6 in another place, I had my beer for $1 in one place, that was a bar, $1 local beer. So it can be affordable, can be not very affordable, that's it. Is that a thing? Another moderator appears here. Hi there, mate. Glad you came here today. And I see a question from Bob. Truth Finder, what was your question? I guess the question that was deleted. Try again. If it doesn't appear in the chat again, so it's like automatically deleted. Oh, I see. Truth Finder says, I said before that it's a good idea to make weed legal in Ukraine. Should be fairly made legal everywhere, really, shouldn't it? Well, it's not really a question for me, but I can barely, like, kind of touch this topic, talking about Thailand. Thailand is a country where weed is legal for some purposes, and you literally can see it everywhere around the streets, like so many stores. You go to a shopping mall, you see a weed store. In Cambodia, that's not a thing. In Vietnam, it's not a thing. Actually, for drug stuff, Cambodia has very strict sentences, so you ever go Cambodia, don't do that. Like, don't do that at all. In Vietnam, don't do that. Don't do that. Not as strict as in Cambodia, but still, don't even try to get away with that. In Thailand, things are different, so you can educate yourself about it. Yeah. It was kind of mind-breaking and hilarious to see so many marijuana stores all around Bangkok. It was like, what is going on there? What is a good rent price in Dalat? Good question, Valerie. That's something that I'm getting kind of professional right now. So, good rental price in Dalat also depends in your what exactly you need. So, I consider for myself two different options. First option is a studio or one-bedroom apartment in a local place. That would cost me about $300 to $400. Usually like $300 a month. That will get you a nice, not super fancy, but nice apartment, studio or one bedroom in Dalat. That city in Vietnam I'm going to tomorrow, and I'm gonna live there for quite some time. If you want a fancier place, or if you want like well designed, or if you want some, I don't know, if you want a better place for yourself, but still studio or one bedroom apartment in Dalat, that would be about $500 to $600. $500 to $600, it can be a condominium, really well maintained apartment, modern one, can be good. Very expensive for local people. Local people pay less. They mostly pay about $200 to $300 for such places, maybe even cheaper. I don't know. I'm talking about like foreigners and the kind of apartments foreigners look for in Dalat. And the second option I'm considering for myself is a bigger place. I'm actually looking for a standalone house because in Dalat and in a few other places in Vietnam you can rent it really cheap for the amount of space you're getting. To give you understanding, for $500 to $700 a month, you can get yourself a 2-bedroom house with a large living room, large kitchen, maybe a patio, maybe even a swimming pool, private one, with some yard with little land around. $500 to $700 if you are not getting Airbnbs. I'm talking about long-term rent. How amazing that is! If I get lucky, I'll get myself a house like that. If not, I'll just get myself a studio or 1-bedroom apartment, or maybe stay in a homestay. But you can find a lot of options, a lot of good options for like $300-400 a month. Great options for over $500 a month. But also, if you are on a budget, it's possible to find like $100 apartment, literally $100 studio. It will be very basic. I will not like to live there, especially for a long period of time, like overnight, 2 nights. Okay, not long.